What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Freyr. You know him as Kido. I know him as Kido. He's calling himself Severo, though, trying to be a little bit on the keeping his hush-hush. Just kidding. His name is Kido. His opponent today is none other than Age of Mythology's biggest brain, Mr. Husk Soup. The map is Ghost Lake. And yeah, this is just another game, another you, another me. I played Soup in this matchup, well, fairly recently and had a good game. And I'm interested to see if he was just pulling his punches against me or if I actually deserve to win that game. So I guess we're going to find out together, aren't we? Now, the map is Ghost Lake. Get a relic or two on this map. Harmonious Necklace, very, very nice. Plus 10% over there. On the right-hand side of the map, we've got Ring of the Nibelung, the Nibelung, the Nibelung, who knows? But it's definitely a lung to help you breathe through the game. Literally, get it? Because it's a lung and you need gold to make units to survive, so it's helping you breathe, you know? Breathing makes you... No, I don't know what I'm saying. Blue Crystal Shard over here with the plus 5%. To your wood and gold gather rate, and finally Fetters of Fenrir. I really like this relic now. I think this relic's super good. I really recently did a relic tier list and it's kind of already out of date. Plus 30% hack damage on villagers means that they go from something like 6 damage up to, I mean, what is it? I can't even do that math. It's probably up to like 8 damage, right? So they're actually packing a punch in the early stages of the game. Wow. Soup just doesn't care about efficiency or anything. Like, I was thinking about this before, and I'm like, Soup has his build that he does, right? With Hades. And it's all about just getting this technology out as fast as possible. And he's also getting a whole bunch more favor afterwards. He leaves a handful of villagers on favor afterwards. Actually, no, he's taking them all off. But nonetheless, he gets himself this technology, and that's a big help. But he does lose out on a lot of resources in order to do it. He's also getting the house down after Bolts of Erebus with 2 villages. Wow, what a build order. This is nice. This is really, really nice. I don't know how I feel about it because there's something about putting like 5 villagers on a temple at like 1 minute into the game that doesn't sit right within my soul. But this is a really, really nice build. Kido, on the other hand, he's going to be enjoying not only not having an ox cart for the boars, but also sharing his ox cart over here, which does allow him to get himself both hand axe, pickaxe, and potentially could also grab himself husbandry super early as well. I mean, he's going to be doing it. There you go. So he probably could have got that out even faster. Not that it really matters. A little bit earlier would mean more food in the goats faster, but it's not going to slow him down in the slightest. And we do indeed see Soup going back to his tried and true Ares. So Ares on the cards here for the Supinator. As Kido is going to be going through Freyja. Freyja? That's not a god. What do you guys reckon? If there ever becomes a time where we've got other 4th gods for Greek, Egyptian, and Atlantean, do you reckon they should give 2 god paths? Or just keep it with the new one? You can't be playing Freyr and going Freyja. I mean, at least lock it for like a month or 2, so you have to use the new god. No, I'm just kidding. I'm obviously very, very troll. But Doskabos goes down. Nice little pick there. Soup wouldn't have been expecting that in the slightest. But Ares is in. I love Ares. And this is the strat which Soup has been using. I think this is really strong. I think this is an incredibly good strategy. I think it's also good against Atlantean as well, mind you, especially with Poseidon, because you get the speedier Hippias. But this is really, really good here against Freyr. But Kido is not playing the stock standard play that Suppe is probably expecting him to go for. He is going for something very, very different. He's going for double Great Halls, which means cavalry, and he's getting himself out a super early Disabot, which boosts his Valkyrie damage by 50%, heal rate 33%. The heal rate is kind of a bit of a funny add-on. I like it, but it already heals really, really fast, right? It feels like 7.5 HP. It goes up like 10 HP or something a second. With that, Valkyrie is on the way. We'll see if Suppe is going to be able to react. There is a low HP villager here. It's Kido coming through. Running around the back here. Let's see if he can spot everything that's happening. Does not... Maybe he saw the Valkyrie. Maybe he didn't. The Valkyrie has skirted around the back here. Searching for potential villagers. Gathering. He hasn't found the villagers on this position just yet. There he goes. He sees this bad boy over here. One shot. Going to be retreating away. Doesn't want to take any damage there. Coming over onto this spot. There's the villager with low HP. Going to be trying to get the damage in as Suppe does manage to react there. But that is damage done here from Severo. From Kido. Now more raiding cavalry to come. And Suppe makes the simple decision here. Hoplites. He does not need to get himself Damon's Distorted Dread just yet. If he wants to go for it, he can get it later. But he can just go Hoplites. Hoplites beat raiding cavalry. They're not very fast, so you have to be careful with your villagers. Whenever you're playing against raiding cavalry or cavalry and you're using a slow comp, any fast comp versus slow comp, the answer is always walls. Get your base walled up, no problems. Kido coming through. Oh, little nice micro there from Suppe. Manages to keep that villager alive. I need to learn how he does that. That's so good. You do see a little bit of an attack onto this top position as the villagers will be retreating back. Going to drop this granary down here and be in a good spot. But I want to see either this house wall finished off as he gets a little bit more damage done up here, or just dropping another wall down fairly quickly. But Kido, for the moment, I'd say he's pretty happy about how the game's gone thus far, but he has to have in the back of his mind that this is Hades. Cyclops are on the table, and Cyclops do mean that big death balls of throwing axemen are going to struggle. So the big question is, can he make it happen or not? At the moment, Suppe has not got himself Will of Cronus. He's now putting villagers onto the favor. He's got resources for days. He's got the armory coming through. Generally speaking, if I ever go for a fight with this army, I want to make sure, with the first Cyclops, I want to make sure I've got Will of Cronus. Because Will of Cronus, for those of you who don't actually know how it works, basically increases the throw damage and melee attack damage by 3. So if you're in a fight doing damage, this Cyclops is worth more than one Cyclops. It's worth more than 2 Cyclops. It's upwards of 3 Cyclops wailing away with the area of effect damage. Obviously the HP isn't there, but also the throw is also really, really good. So I would even go in so far as to say, just so you don't throw it away, pun intended to some degree, leave it in your temple or something early on. But definitely before you take any serious fights, Will of Cronus, get that technology in and enjoy it. Suppe for the moment here, lots of favor in the bank. Town center coming up over here. I love this from Kido. It will secure this gold mine with the ability to Ghoul and Burst here. And a nice wall down the back here to completely seal that off is going to be very, very nice. As we see Apollo coming through. Now, one idea here from Suppe, which would be very sneaky, would be to run around onto this side where Kido doesn't see as the villagers do get spotted. Nice find there by Kido. Big amounts of damage is coming in, but Suppe reacts quickly. But nonetheless, come around on here and drop a fortress down. With this Apollo, if you can sneak a fortress up, take a look at the line of sight. Obviously, I can see this. Suppe can't, so I'm suggesting something that he's never going to really be able to know unless he knows the town center is up and sort of knows where Kido's going to be. That's a very small amount of line of sight here. He's going to have to come in there and hold that position to make it happen. Alternatively, you put the fortress up here, drop sentinels down, and then start sieging this town center with Petropolis nice and quick. We see Phobos' Spear of Panic coming in, medium cavalry coming through as well. As Suppe on the move forward, he doesn't throw down any archery ranges here. A little bit of a surprise. Generally, at this point, I would be considering those to come in as the Cyclops. He picks up that. So much damage done. So good. He picks up the cavalry, gets that damage done. Still want to see that Will of Kronos technology coming through. But Suppe's taking the villagers off of the temple yet again. So now he decides it's time for Prodromus. Prodromus really, really good against those raiding cavalry. But 2 Shield Maiden Valkyrie now in. 1 villager down. And then they're gone. So the hardest thing for Greeks to deal with is speedy myth units. They can deal with myth units, but not speedy myth units. It's very, very challenging. As Suppe pushes forward, tries to get a little bit of damage done. Heavy cavalry about to be queued up. I imagine he's going to try and get over onto this spot. I think an underworld over there would be really, really nice. He's got the Pegasus over here. Does he see it? He does. He does see there's a gold mine there. So an underworld from one side over to the other side could be very, very nice. Another villager pick. Great control here from Kido as Suppe. Effectively here, he just can't be on this position. Those Valkyrie move quick smart with Thundering Hooves at 6.6 speed. And the Achilles is just going to be chasing it around going, what am I going to do? And the answer is not very much. As Aegir pre-queued, Kido is a ways away from getting this one as he does pop in onto this position. The villagers here going to be retreating away. We see a forest fire coming down as the Cyclops picks up a dwarf. Will he get... No, he throws it into the tree there. He does manage to get the damage done, but a lot of villagers going to be falling on this one as Kido opens up this gold mine now. He will be able to walk over his own flames here and be okay, but Suppe's got to be careful not to move too far away from the underworld passage. He sees those herdmen. They're going to be packing an absolute punch. But right now, what Suppe wants more than anything is for Gullinbursti to come down. As the Shield Maiden Valkyrie charging in, getting a little bit of that distraction action happening here. So raiding cavalry, good control by Kido, just trying to defend. We see Deimos' Sword of Dread coming in as well as the Pacifist. They will be very, very good as we do have the Gullinbursti to get dropped down. And Suppe decides time to sack the Cyclops. Oh, the damage! That's big. I mean, he doesn't pick anything off, but he does get a huge amount of damage there as the Manticore also going to go down. But Gullinbursti, big power spike off the cards now. But the Underworld Passage will get sniped down before those units can get over there to charge back in onto that position. And Suppe is going to need to play for the next timing in this game. He hasn't really gotten serious damage done just yet. So Kido's got a second town center. He hasn't lost that many units. He's down Gullinbursti. But that generally is not enough to really win a game. But it is going to be nice. 2 seconds left on the Gullinbursti as it's now expired. And Suppe going to be charging back in yet again. I'm genuinely surprised to see him not get into any archers just yet. But I guess he is making Manticore, which is a good replacement to some degree. As the dwarves pulling back, Kido's still not wanting to take a fight. He is now going up through Aegir, so he will have that Tempest here. But Suppe trying to force here. He's got an insanely strong army at the moment. Charging for these units, dropping down onto the bottom position here. Trying to stay away from Suppe's army. Into this choke point they go as the Hersa managed to dive onto the Manticore. These types of fights are so challenging to take for the aggressor because of garrison shenanigans. But all of these Hippyists, they've got huge amounts of pierce armor, so they will be able to stay alive for a very long time under here. I think Suppe needs to get out of here. The damage is done, but now he's just sustaining military damage. He needs to get out of here, but instead he's going to hang in here, lose a lot of units, now decides to retreat back. As he's going to be able to get out of here. He's moving into these Pacifist. He does have a couple of heroes onto these Valkyrie over here as the dwarves get pulled back off of that gold mine. The game at this moment, very, very close. Only a 10 villager differential, but economically speaking, or not economically, technologically speaking, these players are now equal. Militarily speaking, Kido looks like he does have the slightest of advantages here. Tempest gets dropped down, and Suppe drops his own pestilence here to say, please stop making units for a little bit. And Suppe needs a little bit of time to get everything spent. Now, if we take a look at this actual army here, there's really not that many Hersa. I'd love to see those Will of Chronos Cyclops coming out at this point. But they're not, it's not really on the cards, it seems, for Suppe just yet. Now getting some archers out, but is it too little too late? The army for Kido is gigantic. He's getting himself that heavy infantry, super cheap, takes a long time to come through. He's getting survival equipment as well as the Valkyrie onto the back position. Chiron there to help out. But those Hippias versus the Herdman, it's just not going to cut it there in the slightest as the Valkyries retreat back. And now Kido can literally just heal those back up quick, smart, and they can be back to being a big problem in this game. Suppe on this gold mine, about to get pushed off. 142 population to 70 population at this point. And after all is said and done, it looks like the defense of Freyr too strong for this moment as the villagers moving up here to jump onto that berry. And that'll be the last they see as Suppe taps out. GG. Well played by Kido on the Freyr. A really rare Freyja sort of angle here from Kido, showing you don't just have to go for the infantry line. You can get those cavalry units out, and then the Herdman coming through as well. I wonder, Suppe was kind of already geared up to go into these Hippias, and I don't think it was a bad move, so to speak, from the start, but I do wonder, I mean, he did get the damage. I feel like he got the damage in onto this spot. He just needed to retreat back, maybe drop his own town center, or a fortress on the front before he pushes in with to block off this gold mine, and then he gets sentinels onto the fortress on the front. He didn't use sentinels in this game, it looks like. So yeah, that would have been a really nice way to sort of pressure the town center. And then if you've got a fortress here and you've got sentinels, all of a sudden the defender's advantage of the town center doesn't feel that much. And you can also get a Petropolis out as well to actually siege the town center down. Might have been a slightly more doable way to push through. But nonetheless, well played by Kido. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider following the Twitch. From the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.